Well, good afternoon. How are y'all doing today? We're going to be playing through Summerset, the new area that's opened up with ESO. I think it's the last 6 months or so. I've been playing ESO since beta. It was really disappointing when it first came out. But over the years, they've straightened out a lot of the stuff, and it's actually a pleasure to play if you like playing in the Elder Scrolls universe, which is a lot of fun. Uh, so we're gonna get going. I got to talk to some old people here and check a few things out, and then we'll get started. By the way, let me spin this guy around so you can see him puke. Please don't do that anymore. Oh, no, no. See? No, don't. Okay, I won't. And here we are. I had to check something really quick. What I'm trying to read about here is new feature called in-game drops. Okay, let's see. Let me fix this real quick. All right. Trying to find how to add drops to my account. There we go. Okay. Now my account is linked. Oh, there's anything else I need to do. Okay, I think I got it taken care of. All right. Talk to Razum here and see what he has to say.
My friend, Raz is happy to see you, but surprised you didn't help me with these creatures. Not that Raz needed any help. You must tell me what brought you to Summerset after you agreed to assist Raz with his usual cloak and dagger business.
Well, doesn't look like I have a choice, Raz.
Ominous. No more than usual, my friend. But there's work for the Queen's Eye, and this one could use an extra blade if you're willing. Queen Irene issued a decree to open the borders of Summerset and allow outsiders to have access to the island.
Well, it doesn't sound like too terrible.
That's what Raz said, but rumors reached the Queen. So this one made the journey and was immediately attacked by strange creatures. Raz doesn't think the two are related, but if you could ask some questions, check on the newcomers, that would help.
Okay, I'll ask some questions around the city, Raz.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing. Let's meet near the entrance to Shimmerin when you have something to report.
What were those strange creatures I saw you fighting?
Raz never saw such monsters in his life. They appear related to water, but this one tends to avoid this stuff. That pearl, though, Raz swears it was calling those creatures. A mystery for another time, perhaps. Now, we need to see to the newcomers.
Anyone specific you want me to talk to regarding the Queen's decree?
As a matter of fact, Raz made a list. Old Newell, a high elf artisan, spoke out. See what she complained about. Then there's Soxolza, a persecuted Argonian newcomer. Finally, Ranuel, a city resident noted in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
What did Olnewell do? Speak out about. Where can I find her?
Old Newell complained about it. No. Roz doesn't want to prejudice your investigation. You will find out when you talk to her. The artists like to gather shells along the eastern coast. She uses them to make paints and dyes.
What about renewal?
True, not enough syllables. Ranul's a Redguard, whose family has lived in Shimarin for generations. He's a well-respected trader, with a few warehouses along the docks. Talk to him before the Divine Prosecution decides to arrest him.
What's the divine prosecution?
The Divine Prosecution serves as lawkeepers and protectors of social standards. Very persnickety. When rules are broken, they record it in their observation logs. If your name winds up on their list, things get complicated.
What do you mean? Soxolo's eyes being
Something
prosecuted.
to do with monks and newcomer registration. Roz is looking into that. Last I heard, Soxolza was seen leaving the city and heading west. Probably trying to reach the water. Lizards like water, yes? Not Roz. Ugh. Roz hates the wet stuff.
What does this all have to do with that geyser and those creatures?
Nothing at all. Unless you think they came to Summerset because of the Queen's decree. No, that would be ridiculous. Let's not lose focus. Just see what Olnuel, Soxolza, and Ranul have to say about newcomers and the mood in Shimarin.
What do you expect me to learn by talking to these people?
We need to confirm these rumors or else put an end to them. Everyone should be pleased with the Queen's decree. Opening the border shows progress, yes? However, if any of her loyal subjects reject progress, well, Raz needs to know that too.
Okay, I'll go talk with those guys.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing.
Is there anything I need to
Let's
know
meet
about
near the
Shimarine
entrance
before I
to
head
Shimarine
out?
When you have... Raz knows very little about city ordinances or how to tell the difference between mead and ale, so let's avoid those topics, yes? Otherwise, this one knows all about the Queen's decree and the initial reaction of the nobles and king lady. Queen Irene, her most excellent leader of the Aldmeri Dominion, has issued a decree opening the once forbidden land of Summerset to traders, visitors, and immigrants of all races. Controversial, yes, but part of her plan for the Dominion's future.
And all this is a problem?
For some. High elves talk of perfection, but they are a complicated people. Various individuals in Summerset take issue with their queen, with change of any sort, actually. The king lady, for example. Some nobles. Makes my job complicated.
Okay, what's that about the kin lady and the nobles?
King Lady Avenice has made her views on the Queen's decree quite clear. She calls it unreasonable, dangerous. A few of the city's nobles have sided with the King Lady, as has the new Oldark at the monastery. My queen permits discussion, to a point.
So the kin lady opposes the queen's decree?
She has spoken against it. Now Raz needs to know how far she will go to defy the will of the queen. Does she grumble but welcome the newcomers, or is she using every option at her disposal to block their arrival? Raz will find out, with your help.
Okay. Which way am I going? Right. Okay, I want to make sure I had that. Ooh, I wonder if they got any cool stuff.
Every adventurer from Hammerfell to Shadowfen will be coming through this.
All right. See what we can find out in here. Can't remember if I'm in a guild or not. Collections, yeah, that's what I'm... All right, what do we got to find in here? Over here, over there, and up there. Well, let's... Go back out and check it out. Oh, hello. The heck? What was that? Weird. All right. Another one? Okay, I got foul hide. Not to be confused with raw hide. Uh-oh. Oh, this isn't good. Summerset is not the wondrous paradise the heralds proclaim it to be. Despite the fine words in the Queen's decree, the High Elves want nothing to do with outsiders. They treat the newcomers worse than a mud flea on a guar. As soon as I stepped off the boat, priests from the monastery collected me for some sort of cultural assessment to ascertain my understanding of societal rules and regulations. However, no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell somewhere in the bowels of the monastery along with other newcomers to the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me, like warm water in an otherwise cool stream. Yeah. When I heard one of the monks give thanks to the Daedric with a Daedric prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used my talents I learned from my associates who may or may not have belonged to the Thieves Guild. I know you disapprove of my friends, and slipped out away from the cell, away from the monastery. In the morning, I plan to head to Eleanor. Hopefully, I can secure passage back to Murkmire there. Frankly, at this point, any destination would be better than here. All right. Well, that's just not good. Now she's dead. Well, that's not good. Where's the other one at? We're here. Well, while we're nearby, let's check it out. Whoa! Into the water. Wow, at least I didn't die. Okay, where are you? Where are you? Come out, wherever you are. There she is.
Go find your own patch of beach. Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration. I must find the perfect shells, or my pigments will be substandard. And do you know what that will do to my art? Exactly.
What's the path to Axelon?
An ultimate concept practiced widely here in Summerset. Alaxon is the state of perfection that every High Elf strives for. The path to Alaxon represents the approach we take to achieve that state. Now, why have you interrupted my work?
I heard you make complaints about Shimmerine. I'd like to hear about that.
I believe in caution as much as the next High Elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find, especially among the newcomers. And she was adept at making dyes.
What happened to your apprentice?
They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her since. My work suffers, so of course I complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shells.
Did the monks offer any explanation to where she was or when she'd be returned?
They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal to the kin lady. But who has time for such bureaucracy? And for a wood elf? I've said too much. I have work to do, and all this aggravation has diverted my path to Alaxon.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Perfection requires constant vigilance, so back to it.
Back to it. Okay, the last one should be inside town there, I believe. Oh, over by the docks. Okay. See where I gotta go. We'll head over there. Oh, I need to go inside.
Not one in a million can claim they've slain a Malmer Stormreed. Damned impressive.
Okay.
Lots of folks passing through the city these days. Lots of luggage ripe for plunder if your fingers are quick enough.
Mm-hmm. Sidetracked. All right. I missed the minimap add-on.
What?
Down there? Let's find out. All right, let's there. Whoa. Here? Nope. Oh, here we are.
A coin for this unworthy.
A newcomer in the warehouse district. Unusual. But how can I help you today, my friend?
I was wondering how your name ended up on the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
The Divine? Who told you that? If a justiciar sent you to try and trick me into confessing... No. The High Elves would never send a newcomer to perform such a task. But I admit it. I made my thoughts known.
And what were those thoughts, if you don't mind me asking?
I arranged to bring my cousin here to work with me. The ship arrived, but all the newcomers were carted away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady and anyone else who would listen. And what has it gotten me? Nothing.
Okay, you're not a high elf. How have you lived in Summerset very long?
Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help.
You like living here?
Summerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Okay. I gotta find... what's his face?
What do you want?
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Good people, I hear your concerns.
Well, the workers I hired, they were aboard the ship from Rivenspire.
The kin lady
And we have only your best interests in mind. Every guest must be sequestered while we ascertain their suitability for Altmer society.
Okay.
The old dog's right. Lock up the newcomers.
Send the newcomers back where they came.
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to?
The artist's assistant and Redguard's cousin have both been sequestered.
Sequestered, Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but Old Newell's assistant has lived on Summerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Soxolza have to say?
Tuxolza was dead by the time I reached him. I found this letter in his pack.
Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the kin lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery.
All right, I'll help you investigate.
Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted...
No, I haven't even checked inventory. Oh, I can't remember how to change. I remember now. Let's see where this monastery is. Okay. Near the road.
What?
Oh, I always like to listen to music.
About an overgrown weed. I don't mean to forebode, but this little ode is a lesson you best heed. Now a story unfolds upon a pitiful mold was made to thrive on rot. This unsightly staff was a trickster's last laugh long after his battle was fought. Sundering, if you were wondering, when the heavens dropped out of the sky, they hit with a thud and gave birth to the mud, making up this mortal sty.
You there? I have a... Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
I have no idea what that was. and I'm not sure I want to know.
Okay, come on, dog.
Sentry! Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any. You say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts, and he always buys the drinks.
Gold and drinks? Well, my relief should be along soon, so why not?
Okay, Roz, don't know what you're up to. Wood elves. 4 males, 3 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. One says she's lived in Summerset for more than a year. Moved to preparation cells. Khajiit, 7 males, 9 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. Send half to the preparation cells, the other half to the holding cells. Argonians, 4. Gender inconclusive. Who can tell with muck swimmers? Move to preparation cells for immediate siphoning. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Bretons, 1 male, 2 females, claim to be traders from Wayrest, or do they say die or fall? Does it even matter? Why am I writing all this down? What does the new Aldark plan to do with this information? Place in holding cells. Red Guards, 2 males, 4 females, all arrived on a ship from Hammerfell. One says that she was sent for by Ranul the trader. Then half to holding, the other half to prep. Nords, 1 male, claims to be part of something called the Nord Culture Exchange. Send to holding. Okay, that's 1 down. What have we got over here? Oh, wait a minute. I always read the bookshelves. All right, where was I? I'm so glad you suggested, let's see, my dear Eldar Ilkalar. I'm glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monastery. I was happy to use my influence to make that happen, especially after the insightful discussion we had concerning Queen's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you to make sure Shimmerine and indeed all of Summerset remain safe and secure. Their plan is to sequester newcomers in order to test their suitability for residency in Shimmerine was a stroke of genius. Determining who has the ability and temperament to become productive members of our society and who does not will allow us to spot troublemakers and lackadaisical transients before any damage is done. It isn't a perfect solution, but it will suffice until we can urge the unforeseen Queen to rescind her order and send all of the Nabara, the unwelcome, back to where they came from. Send me a list of the candidates you deem acceptable for life in Summerset. I'm sure Proxy Queen Ellenware will appreciate having documentation concerning those whom we've permitted to stay and those who we sent away. We keep saying that Summerset is sacrosanct. let Ardeon deal with the other races. After all, our beloved queen spends her adult time there anyway, carousing with cats and wood elves. I'm sure she'd love a lot more company. Well, that's just astounding. We got over here a picture. Oh.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap. You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Aldork brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way.
Tell me about the Aldork and the new monks.
Aldork Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by King Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
Strange? What do you mean?
The Aldork and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, let me get back to my nap.
You must have some idea where they're sequestering the newcomers.
Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why do you care about the complexities of Altma bureaucracy? Still, if I had to make a guess, I'd say they were taking into the Undercroft for registration and processing. Now go away.
Anything else I need to know about this monastery?
The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldork has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the alarm. Me? I never saw you. Now, if you don't mind, my nap awaits.
All right. What have we got left in here? Got one more. Oh, it's above us. How far above us? Well, let's find a stairway. Okay. That's done.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldark's office, wouldn't you agree? I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind.
And what purpose would that be?
The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either.
I saw a pearl like that. There were strange creatures nearby.
Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
How did you happen to get past the sentry, by the way?
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations.
What else could be going on here?
That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldark and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
I'll meet you there.
A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldark acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
Okay, great. I don't have to redo all my points. Glad to hear that. Okay, this is going to be dicey.
Something's wrong down here.
Yeah, it
I
smells.
sense magic. Vile magic.
Check.
Cages? These people did nothing to deserve such treatment.
Thank the divines! You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here. It's a nightmare. We came to Summerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy, they locked us in these cages.
There are only a few of you here. Where are the rest of the newcomers?
The monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the others.
I'll unlock the cage and then see what's up in the next chamber.
Is that a scoffin?
Oh, thank you for setting me free.
Maybe else I can free around here? I guess not.
A Daedra. Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious.
What's a dead scoffin doing in a monastery devoted to the Eight?
An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door.
That's where the prisoner said the monks took the rest of the newcomers.
Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. Without answers to those questions, we won't be able to decide on our best course of action.
What about your missing friend?
I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry. Daedric cultists? The pearl's draining these people.
I don't see her. How can I defend her if I don't see her?
More newcomers? Unfortunately, the magic only affects those who have been prepared. But never fear, your turn will come.
I'll deal with the pearl. You hold off these creatures. The pearl's magic attracts these creatures. Hold them off while I complete my spell. Come on, let's talk outside. Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. That was Daedric magic back there. I just wish we had arrived a few moments earlier. I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Sijic Order. Our Rite Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Summerset. My inquiries led me here.
Sijic Order?
The Sijic Order is an ancient magical monastic society. We served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, but that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all of this?
I'm working with Razumdar, one of the Queen's eyes. But what happened to the pearl?
An eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Sijic Island for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here.
All right, let's go.
We're definitely going to need some more riches.
Okay.
Living on Artaeum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
Where are you, Rosum? Yeah. I'm gonna go in the pub. I can find a way to get in there. Oh, here we are. All right. Where are you, Roz? Roz. Where are you, Roz?
Ah, this one's new partner returns. What interesting scandal did you uncover in the monastery? Tell Raz every juicy detail.
The people were sequestered. The people that were sequestered were killed by power of a Daedric ritual. I found this letter.
That isn't the kind of scandal Raz was hoping for. Murder, Daedric rituals, and traitorous behavior have a way of ruining an otherwise perfect day. We need to learn the extent of the Kin Lady's involvement. And by we, Raz means you.
Of course. So, you want me to go and accuse the Kin Lady of conspiring with the Daedric cult?
Accuse? Not exactly. Raz wants you to talk to her. See what she knows about the Aldark. The Kin Lady is meeting with local leaders. Attend that meeting and learn the truth. This invitation and set of elegant clothes will get you through the door.
Okay, I also met a mage from the Sijic order in the monastery.
A Sijic? Raz has heard rumors, but there are always rumors about the Sijics. For an island of sages who disappeared more than 300 years ago, they certainly seem to get around. Did this Sijic mage say what the Order was investigating?
Yeah, something about a warning. She seemed pretty interested in the life-sucking pearl.
There was a life-sucking pearl? You should probably have led with that bit of information. Well, we can worry about the Sijic mage and figure out where these pearls came from later. For now, we'll see what the Kin Lady has to say.
All right.
Kin Lady Avanice and Raz do not get along. You see, there was a horse, a platter of pudding tarts, and... No. This one won't bore you with the sordid details. Besides, everyone behaves well when they see Raz. You will learn more than I would.
All right. Let's find these spiffy clothes he's talking about. Okay. See you, Roz. You cool, fool. Oh, music. I gotta go listen for a minute.
You stood against the Daedra in doom. Bright moons be praised.
From Alanor to shimmering and every point between. The Vulcanar ride the winds and defend our gleaming isle, whether commoner or noble or merchant or queen. The Griffin Knights protect us all, always with a smile.
Woo!
Charge, oh Griffin Knights.
Okay. Where do I need to go? Check the map. Way over here. All right. I'll put this away.
Praise we those Oxus who transcribes our story. Honor the scrivener, archivist of glory. Clap hands in praise. Exalt the divine.
Oh, I cracked myself up. I hope I'm dressed appropriately. Oops, back up. E, use elegant outfit. All right, I look elegant. Where to? Over here?
Yes? And who might you be?
I need to speak with Kinley Avenese.
The Kin Lady is currently engaged. She's holding a conference with Shimmerine's elite to discuss certain political matters.
I have an invitation, buddy.
Yes, so you do. And may I say that your outfit is suitably elegant. Please, head into the garden.
Why, thank you. Okay. Out here with the swells.
I assure you that I am working with all Dark Takala to safeguard the sanctity of Shimmerine and all of Summerset. Enjoy the food and drink. Business of the city requires my attention, but I shall rejoin you shortly.
Okay. Gotta talk to a bunch of people in here. Oh, not you again.
How bold of you. The Neberah dares to stand in my holy presence. Very well, bold Neberah. What can the new Aldark of Shimmerine do for you? And please, try not to bore me or spray any spittle on my spotless vestments.
I hear that you and the Kinley have a plan for administering the Queen's decree.
You heard that somewhere, did you? I'll have to have a discussion with the Divine Prosecution about how lax our security has become. No, I jest. The Kin Lady and I have nothing but the best interests of Summerset and the newcomers in mind.
Okay. Is that why you're sequestering newcomers and non-high elves beneath the monastery?
You really are well informed about things here in Shimmerine, aren't you? For a Neberah.
You keep calling me a Neberah. What the heck does that mean?
You're right. Where are my manners? Using a word you couldn't possibly be expected to understand. It means unwelcome. As in, you are not welcome here.
And is it common for elf monks to conspire with Daedra?
That's a serious accusation to toss around so casually. What did you say your name was again?
I didn't.
I want to make sure to add it to the Divine Prosecution's observation log. For your own protection, you understand.
I'm sure. Well, if you excuse me, Aldark, I remembered I have to be someplace else. Bye.
I suddenly remembered some business I need to deal with as well. Feel free to pester the other guests in my absence.
Any more guests I need to pester in here? Nope. Looks like I'm supposed to leave. All right, let's follow this guy. Where is he going? Oh, I forgot to go up the stairs. Okay.
How dare you barge into my home without so much as a by your leave?
You talking to me?
No, I refuse to deal with one of the Queen's guests, especially not in my own home. How did you get in here, by the way? No, never mind that. Since you found your way in, I assume you can find your way back out, before I call the guards.
Just curious, why do you oppose the Queen's decree, really?
Oh, such innocence. You really want to know why I oppose the Queen's order to allow newcomers to enter Summerset? Because I'm trying to protect both the island and the newcomers. It's in everyone's best interest that we maintain a separation.
Aldark agrees with your efforts to protect the island and the newcomers.
Aldark Tilkala came highly recommended. He has grand plans for protecting Shimmerine. Grand plans. Unfortunately, in my haste to deal with the Queen's decree, I may have made an error in judgment.
And what might that be?
Not that it's any concern of yours, but my Chancellor has been unable to verify the Aldark's existence prior to when we met, and I recommended him for the position at the monastery. I assure you, Kin Lord Millenthal praised Tilkala to no end.
And were you aware that the Aldark's monks were killing the newcomers under the monastery?
That's preposterous. Aldark Tilkala sequesters the newcomers to ascertain their suitability for life in Summerset. Those who pass will find a place here. As for the rest, they'll be returned to wherever they came from. That's what we agreed to.
It sounds like you should see for yourself what's happening at that monastery, lady.
My lady, one of the monks said to deliver this message. It's from the Aldark himself.
The Coral Forest. An odd location for a meeting, but I need to hear the Aldark's explanation.
All right. Now we got that out of the way. Man, I want to get back into my clothes. I feel absolutely naked. Can I change? Okay. I don't want to wear it anymore.
Psst. Pretend you are adjusting your boot or admiring the architecture. As hard as it may be, look anywhere but directly at Raz. Good, good. Now, tell Raz what you learned at the King Lady's manor.
King Lady believes the newcomers are being sequestered and sent away.
Raz thinks Avanice is as naive as she is complicit, but she is not a murderer. This new Aldark, though, has so much blood on his hands, it looks like he's wearing red gloves. From what I could discover, he didn't exist before he came to Shimmerine.
I overheard that the Kin Lady was going to meet the Aldark in the Coral Forest.
The Coral Forest? A strange meeting place. Raz thinks we should go and see what the Aldark is up to. After I take back that outfit, I might need it again later.
Please, please, take it.
Ah, you have a pretty admirer, my friend. The Sijic Sage, yes? Here she comes now.
Let me see what Val has to say. Feel much better now.
I'm glad I found you. While watching the King Lady's mansion, I saw her ladyship sneak out the back and leave the city.
The King Lady is meeting the Aldark in the Coral Forest. Raz smells something, and it isn't moon sugar biscuits.
Your reputation precedes you, Eye of the Queen. I am Valserin of the Sijic Order, and I agree that the Aldark is more than a simple monk.
We should work together, yes? But let's travel separately to avoid attracting unwanted attention. Raz will find you both at the Coral Forest.
Oh, I wish I could do that. Gee whiz. Coral Forest, good. Brassafrat. Okay. Get out of here. Whoa, that's not the way to go. Cross the bridge. Where's my dog? There he is. Come on, dog. Whoa, he's riding a reindeer. Must think he's Santa Claus. Okay. Am I going the right way? Of course not. Oh, yes, I am. Good. Okay. Whoa, don't want to jump off that. Go down here. All right, here we go. Come on, kitty, kitty. Roads, we don't need no stinking roads. He'll flame his way through it. I should be getting close. Hide in these bushes for a minute. I need a drink. Hey Val, what's up?
One of Somerset's more unique environments, the coral forest. I used to love coming here when I was growing up. We need to find out why the Aldark asked Kinlady Avanice to meet him out here.
How do we find the Aldark and the Kinlady, perchance?
Based on what we saw in the monastery's undercroft, I'm hesitant to use magic to locate them. I suppose we'll have to find them through mundane means. Too bad the Queen's spy isn't here yet. I understand he's good at this sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I hear too, but he's never around when you need him. Found that to be true. Let's look, see what the search area is. Way over here. Sneak over this way. There we go. I forgot how to sneak. Shh, come on, guys. The hell is that up there? Nasty looking whatever. Oh, there's one over there too. Crap. Luckily they can't see me. What's the crappy shit around here? Look at that. Just sneak around this way.
You know nothing of the plan, you fool. Let me give you a taste of what the Prince of Bargains has in store for this pitiful world.
Your prince! I want no part of Daedra! Help!
Okay. Keep around this way. Who am I supposed to kill over here? did they take any damage? Little help. Jeez. Now what? I don't see him. Where is he?
Come, Nebara. Let me show you the power bestowed upon me by the Prince of Gara. Destroy these.
Well, that just sucked.
Come, Nebara. Let me show you the power bestowed upon me by the Prince of Bargain. Gara, destroy these fools.
Okay, he's dead. Now what?
Razumdar apprehended the Kin Lady. They're at the west edge of the Coral Forest. What happened to Aldar Tilkalar? Did he escape?
Eldark is dead.
I think we can conclude that Tilkalar wasn't actually an Aldark. At least, not with his connection to the Prince of Bargain's Clavicus Vial. Strange magic and creatures worry me, however. Hopefully the pearl I sent to Artaeum can tell us more.
You learned something from the pearl?
You'd be surprised what a particular object can reveal if you know how to unlock its secrets. I need to return and tell Rightmaster Ikesis all that transpired here. If you're willing, I'd like you to come to Artaeum and confirm my story.
Who's this Rightmaster guy?
The Rightmaster leads the Sijic Order from Kapora Tower on the island of Artaeum. This spell attunes you to a portal near Shimmerine in the ruins of the Keep of 11 Forces. It always leads to Artaeum, no matter the island's current location.
Okay. I'll go after I check in with Razumdar.
One more adjustment and there! You are now attuned.
I'm attuned. I
Find
feel all
me on Artaeum after you finish with the Eye of the Queen.
I feel all tuned up.
Ah, Five Claw. The King Lady and Raz had the most illuminating conversation.
You can't treat me like some sort of criminal.
Queen Irene will be disappointed that the King Lady of Shimmerine allowed a false Aldark to murder so many newcomers. Such a scandal makes other travelers uneasy about coming here, yes?
Yeah, the Aldar called on the Prince of Bargains before I killed him.
The Prince of Bargains. That could only be Clavicus Vile. What oblivion-inspired nest of vipers has Raz stumbled into? This one has a very bad feeling about all of this.
I've heard that
Where
before.
is the Sijic sage? Raz would like to ask her what she thinks.
Val has returned to Ardium. He invited me to come and speak with her right master.
The Sijic Order's interest in all of this concerns Razumdar. This one has never had much love of magic or those that practice the art. On the other hand, now Raz has his own person on the inside. An Eye of Raz, if you will, yes.
Sure. Serene said the Order would try to find out more about the Aldark and the Abyssal Pearls.
Then you must go to Arteum and discover what the Sijics have learned. When you return, you can tell Raz all about it so he can pass it along to the Queen. Yes, Raz likes this plan. In the meantime, Raz will investigate the Daedric connection.
Okay, catch you later.
Have you come to gloat? To kick me while I wallow in my own misery? Well, go ahead. I deserve it. I met him at Kinlord Millenthal's party in Eleanor. We had similar ideas about the Queen's decree, and I recommended that he lead the monastery. Summerset isn't a stew pot, and the various races aren't ingredients to be sprinkled in like so much spice.
So you knew he planned to kill the newcomers?
What a hateful accusation. Tilkala told me he was going to send them back where they came from. I had no idea he planned to kill them. I give you my word. I just wanted the newcomers to go away. And to find out he worshipped Daedra? How crude.
Do all of the monks at the monastery worship Daedra?
I certainly hope not. We'll have to get the divine prosecution in there to gather up the monks Tilkala brought with him to Shimmerine. We can't have Daedric cultists desecrating a holy site. I suppose I need to beg for mercy from the proxy queen.
That would probably be for the best. I'm going to do a quick bio. I'll be right back. I'm back. Where am I going? Oh, okay, this way. I'm going the wrong way. I am. Well, I know where the thieves' den is now. All right, how do I get in here? Good grief. Good grief. Check something out here. All right. Now what? Wow, this place is kind of pretty. Oh. Kind of weird. Let's shut the water. What do you think? Oh, let's play with fish. Look at that. Mystic fishing hole. I don't have a fishing rod. Look out, coming through. Look out, look out, look out. Wow, what a trippy place. Yeah, but he doesn't look cool, huh?
There was no sign of Lathan. I don't know whether to be grateful or concerned.
We'll find him, Val. Now go check on the Pearl while I speak to our new guest. What a rare honor Valcerin bestowed upon you. Only a select few not of our order have ever walked upon this sacred island. Val tells me your aid was indispensable in uncovering the false Aldark's plot on Summerset.
Yeah, we discovered the newcomers to Summerset were being murdered to power the Abyssal Pearls.
Unfortunate, certainly. The magic you describe sounds familiar, though I can't quite recall where I've heard of it before. I fear the pearls may be a harbinger of the threat Sotha Seal warned us about.
Sotha Seal? What threat? I don't understand.
Sotha Seal, one of the living gods of the Dark Elf Tribunal. He's an honorary member of our order. After an attack on his Clockwork City, he warned us about a Daedric threat to Summerset and Artaeum. I sent Valcerin to investigate.
Is there anything more I could do to help?
Indeed. But not until we finish studying the Pearl Valcerin brought us. There are mysteries to unravel, and Val believes you will be instrumental to our success. We can get started immediately, unless you want to explore our island first. The next step involves a thorough examination of the strange pearl you and Valcerin recovered from beneath the Shimmerine Monastery. Hopefully, we can learn more about the false Aldark and the source of the pearl's magic.
Can you use the pearl to get... can you use the mat to get the pearl to reveal all that?
We are the Sigic Order, friend of Valcerin. There is very little we cannot accomplish through the application of the old ways. Every object remembers its history. The trick involves selecting the correct ritual to reveal those buried memories.
What can I do to help?
While I head inside to begin the augury ritual, I'd like you to go to Sotha Seal's study in the tower, find my acolyte, Oriandra, and ask her for Sotha Seal's amplification elixir. We may need it if the pearl proves to be resistant to our magic.
I'll find Oriandra and get the amplification elixir. So let it be written, so let it be done. Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool looking.
You must be the adventurer that Valcerin was going on about. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to our secret island. Oh, I suppose you already talked to the Right Master, seeing as you're here in Kapora Tower.
Right Master sent me to get an amplification elixir for the ritual they're conducting.
That strange pearl has certainly been reluctant to reveal its secrets. The Right Master hates it when an inanimate object refuses to cooperate.
Regarding the amplification elixir, I just cataloged it. It's a Sotha Seal creation, as you'd expect. What? No, not in the traditional sense. He's not one of our monks, if that's what you're asking. More like an honorary member, I guess you'd say. According to my records, the silver vial should be right over there. As soon as the pearl arrived via Valserin's transference spell, the Rite Master gathered the conclave to prepare an augury ritual. He's been cycling sages through to keep them fresh, while slowly increasing the intensity of the ritual. I'm the Rite Master's acolyte. I have other duties to perform. Besides, such a complex ritual requires the power of the conclave of the 11 forces. I'm not that strong yet. Under the Rite Master's tutelage, I expect to attain that rank. One day. Despite opinions to the contrary, being an Altmer isn't a prerequisite for membership in the Psijic Order. The Rite Master noticed my potential and invited me to join. I had a year to consider the offer, but I made my decision immediately.
I'm not sure I know where we are. How did the Psijics hide the atrium?
I'm not allowed to reveal where you are or how our magic works, other than to tell you that you have arrived upon the fabled island of the Psijic Order, Artaeum. While we're not currently part of Nirn's reality, we still keep track of events there.
How do you manage to keep track of events on Nirn from wherever this is?
I could say we have our ways and leave it at that, but you deserve a better explanation. The Rite Master sends Psijics back to the world to perform tasks and gather information. Plus, we have powerful scrying magic that reveals all sorts of details.
I better find that elixir.
I was examining the vial of amplification elixir myself just a short time ago. It should be right over there.
Right over where? Actually.
Was Oriandra able to direct you to the proper elixir? Without something to... Just in time. For the next stage of the ritual, if you have no objections, I'd like you to join us. Your experiences alongside Valserin might help reveal what has so far eluded our efforts. We'll handle the magic. You pour the elixir into the scrying pool and stand close. As the ritual's power amplifies, your experiences with the Pearl and the false Aldark should help the augury do its job. We want to discover the origin of the Pearl and its strange magic. In addition, anything we can learn about the false Aldark and his connection to the Pearl would be helpful. Otherwise, we're stepping blindly into Oblivion's maw here. Pour the elixir into the pool. That should provide the final boost we need to trigger the augury.
Here we stand, the most favored servants of Clavicus Vile, Nefala, and Nocturnal, on the verge of the greatest victory for our princes.
Are you sure those creatures can be trusted?
Have no fear. Isn't that why we formed the Court of Bedlam? Besides, what happens next in Relenthil will seal Summerset's fate.
That was unnerving. It seems the false Aldark belonged to an alliance of Daedric cultists called the Court of Bedlam. Imagine the faithful of Clavicus Vile, Mephala, and Nocturnal working together. This is more serious than I anticipated. No, but I'm hardly an expert on the Daedric cults of Tamriel. The magic I sensed in the Pearl, though, It doesn't contain the taint of oblivion. We're missing something. But what? I suppose we'll need to find out what's going on in Relenthiel. I hoped you'd say that. Relenthiel sits to the west of Shimmerine, just across the mountains. I'll send Valcerin with you to talk to the Cannon Reeve. The false Aldark may be dead, but Mephala and Nocturnal's agents remain, as well as the pearls. I may not be a natural prognosticator, but I had a feeling you might. Go ahead. I'll answer what I can. From what I've experienced, an alliance isn't just unusual, it's contrary to their very nature. Oh, they'll work together from time to time, but something as complex as what Sotha Sil hinted at is unheard of. Makes me interested to learn more. Very little, I'm afraid. The last time I passed through that area was more than 350 years ago. They made an exquisite wine, as I recall, and the House of Reveries theater troupe always put on an entertaining show. The augury ritual extracted a vision of the false Aldark and the court of Bedlam, but nothing specifically about the pearl. Its magic isn't Daedric, though. How they can steal life energy and use it to summon those sea creatures remains a mystery.